Now, my first contact with authority happened to be with TV licensing. I actually don't own a television. Since I turned 40, I got fed up with the mind-numbing propaganda that was being purveyed. So I got rid of it. Gave it to my mother. Tried to claim the TV license back, however they wanted proof that I no longer had a TV, and by their definitions of proof that was impossible for me. So I just let it run out. I had informed them that I had no television, and I had heard nothing for quite a while. However, they started to harass me. I started receiving the red letters, respond now or we will contact the enforcement agency, and yada yada. Because this was addressed to the occupier, I ignored it. Didn't say notice on it, it was a warning. Then, however, I received something which I'd never received before. It was blue. That was this document. Now, of course, when driving, the association that I have with blue is information, which is exactly what it says on the front. Important information enclosed. But this information is what I have to do when I go to court. I'm not going to court. Why would they be sending me this? This is quite intimidating. I find this threatening. So, I phoned them up. I recorded the message because they were recording it, so I have every right to. And I don't think I handled it particularly well, but here is the recorded message, and I would like some feedback because, as you will hear, straight over the guy's head. Too much information that I'm just doing a job, mate. I'm just ticking boxes. Leave me alone. So it wasn't actually that successful.
Good morning. Thanks for calling TV licensing. Just to let you know, our conversation today will be recorded and monitored for quality purposes. Firstly, I need to know if you've got a TV license so I can route your call correctly. Please press 1 for yes or 2 for no. Great. Please choose from one of the following 5 options. For ways to pay, including setting up and amending a direct debit, press 1. If you've received a letter and would like to confirm you have a valid license, press 2. For over 75 inquiries, press 3.
This is going to be 5, isn't it?
Details, press 4. And for all other inquiries, please press 5. Thanks. One moment, please. I will transfer you to an advisor.
Good morning, TV licensing. This is Leon. How can I help?
Good morning. I've received a blue sheet, which I'm not entirely sure what it is. It doesn't look like a warning, but it just says, our records show that this address still has no license, which I don't, because I don't have a television. And if you are summoned to appear in court, you may find this leaflet useful, which is quite interesting. But I had informed TV licensing after I turned 40. I got rid of my television, and the license went for another 6 or 9 months after that, and I didn't bother cancelling it when I tried to. It got all complicated, and you wanted evidence that I had no television. It's like, look, I've given it to my mother. How can I prove that? However, I did start getting letters again, probably back in February. I do use iPlayer and also the Channel 4 C4 one. However, I wasn't aware that in 2004 the law had been changed so that not only was a broadcast classified as picking up a signal through the air, they redefined it so that a broadcast included anyone watching anything as it happened. Now, I was on the BBC iPlayer website, and I happened to click on the news, and that was when it came up with there is a problem, you need a license to view live broadcasts. And that was it. I never actually watched anything because it came up with a message. So I'm assuming that it's since that you started requesting. However, I still don't have a TV. I don't watch live things.
What's the address?
The address is...
And the postcode, please.
That's it, yeah.
Thank you. And could I take your name, please?
Yeah, I now go at common law by the name Dream. D-R-E-A-M.
Okay. Then I'll update this now to say that you don't watch or record any live broadcasts.
Yep.
We will send out a letter to confirm that we've spoken to you.
Yep.
And it will state that an inquiry officer may call to check.
Right. Although they have no lawful right to enter my property.
No, they're not going to enter your property.
Right. It's just to come round and discuss it, is it?
Yes.
Because that's the thing. I'm quite happy for the BBC to spend resources on sending around detective vans to sit outside my home and things. But under principle, I'm afraid that I can't. This is why I've changed my name, you see. It's because I've been researching law for the past 6 months, and it's absolutely fascinating. I hadn't realised that it was a different language that was being used. Was that something that you were aware of at all? Hello, sir?
Something that I was aware of.
The legal and lawful. There was a difference between what was legal and what was lawful, and I discovered that there's something called legal fictions, and the name of a person is not something that's real, and it was just a whole... So I needed to change my name to differentiate between the person and the man. It's all law of contract. It's just... I found it absolutely wonderful, and it's... But it's just like I say, it's a matter of principle that everything has to be done lawfully, and unfortunately no one has the right to enter my property without a policeman and a warrant. So it was just a case of I did want to warn you in advance that that was going to be the case.
No, that's fine.
Okie dokie.
Okay then.
Thanks for your help.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, bye.
Bye.
Following that conversation, I received another letter to Mr. Dream. Oh dear, someone hasn't been paying attention. So, that was it. I decided to serve them lawful notice. So I sent this document